Hello, everybody, and welcome to let's update this channel together. Yeah, so I've been meaning to create a video of update video for a while, but this I just put it off for so long. I mean, I just didn't realize it has been around 3 months since I last did this kind of video, and it was in December of 2017 when I did some sort of a holiday Christmas greeting. It was the last video, and it's been three months since. And wow, time flies, isn't it? It just seems like a blink of an eye. And then a lot of things happened. Of course, I don't know. A lot of things happened in this channel, but yeah, I mean, it's about time I did this. I'm really due for creating one of these and updating you on what is happening and what is going to happen. It's a good time because I have completed an LP based on Citizen Giant Kabuto or Giant Citizen Kabuto last month. And just last week, I completed an operation in combat mission called Canadian Armageddon. And I'd like to tell you guys what I have on my mind and what I have planned. And I also like to use this platform to canvas or ask some suggestions and advice on certain things. Yeah, so let's get to it. Time is precious. Let's get to the main event, so to speak, the one that is most important, the games that make these LPs possible. And first of all, Combat Mission comes to my mind. It's a really good game. It's a game that has served my purpose really well. And Operations, I didn't honestly think what to expect from playing it. I just delved into it, and the results are, really great. I had a great time playing it, fun time editing it, and I hope you had as good a time as I had in uploading those videos. One thing I want to note is that I changed my editing style midway because I thought that normal way of recording and editing does not really pass does not pass muster for the current viewing habits of the viewers of YouTube. They want something short and something more action packed. So I decided to forego the preparation phase of the game and then just concentrate all my efforts into making action phase that much more exciting. It took me a bit more time, but I hope it was worth it. And on the backs of successful completion of that Canadian Armageddon, I want to try another operation. Well, I had two particular operations in mind, one based on Karen 10, another one based on the Battle of the Bulge. I think the Battle of Bulge in of itself is just too. I mean, let me just say outright, I decided to play the Karen 10 operation because the operation, it was right there. It was just based on Karen 10, and there was actually two versions of it, and I'm playing the leather version. Although, I mean, being leather, I don't know what the difference is between the two. And I'm still playing the game that is released in the 2000s, early 2000s or late 1990s. So just to, yeah, just to note that I'm playing the second version. I think the Battle of the Bulge was also present as part of operations, but I think this Karen 10 covers it better, I think. And I got a comment that advocated for it from DJ, so I was more inclined to play that operation. One thing that I'd like to ask you, though, concerning this operation, and it's going to change how I'm going to approach this a whole lot based on your opinions, is whether I should be playing as Germans or Americans. There is a little bit of a operation note or the what do you call it, the briefing that the scenario designer wrote about the operation, introducing it. And in there, he or she recommends that the player who first plays this operation plays as Germans. Now, I think it has to do with the difficulty. Definitely, in this kind of operations, defending is a lot easier than offense because you're entrenched, and the AI really doesn't know how to. I think, in my opinion, doesn't really know how to conduct offensive operations in a way that it can conduct its defensive tactics. And I guess if I play the Germans first and then learn the layout of the map and get familiar with all the bocage and hedgerows, and what to expect in terms of map expansion as I go through the battles, then I can be better prepared to play as Americans. And I think Americans prove more challenging. But for me, if I play Operation, then I probably move on to something else. So I think it's going to be one type deal. And I want to make sure that I choose the side that's going to provide most excitement. And I think that's where the Americans come in. So the pros for playing as the Germans is that I haven't played as the Axis for a while. In fact, I think I only played Axis in one scenario only in all the content that I've generated from this game. I think it's called Ham and Jam. So, I mean, it's about time I return to playing as the Germans and try to defend. But on the other side, as Americans, it'll be more challenging, so to speak, and then you'll be more historically invested. A lot of things I read about Karen Tan is from the American perspective. I mean, I guess most of the Western front is from the American experience because, we consumers of, I guess, media is more exposed to, when it comes to World War II, an American experience. So I guess for me individually, I guess I'm more drawn to the ally side of things because I read more from their perspective. But I guess that goes both ways as far as playing as the Americans are concerned. Some people might be a bit too feel they're too exposed to that, and then they want to try something else and control the weapons of war on the other side and prevent the Americans from taking Carentan, stuff like that. But I'd like to ask you before I make the final decision whether you like to see me as the German side or the Americans. So that's it for Kingdom Mission, and I'm going to probably launch the operation by the end of this week. Alright, so Man of War. Man of War, I had a lot of trouble playing that behind the enemy lines mission. It took me several tries, and I think you've already seen it if you're interested in the LP series made of the struggles that I had recently. After multiple tries and around 20 to 30 saves, yeah, it goes from all the way from some save file A to now I think M or N or O as far as suffix is concerned. Yeah, I was able to finally figure out how to get past the level. And I'm going to try to play that mission again now in recording from the start to finish to see if I can replicate the success. Of course, there'll be a lot of saves, but yeah, I'd like to try them once again and go into the second phase of that scenario better prepared. It's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, so the new game. There is actually a new game that I'm meaning to play. And I come to, well, not really a decision, but on this matter also I'd like to ask your opinion and your input. I have a general idea what I want to play, and I think even way back then I had the idea that I wanted to play an RPG. And a game came along that intrigued me somewhat. And it is based on some history far back, way back to 15th century, and it's Bohemia. The subject matter it deals with is quite unique, and it has a lot of swordplay and knights and chivalry or something. It's called Kingdom Come Deliverance. I bought the game and tried it for a couple of hours, and I think it's a pretty fun game and pretty interesting game to LP. But at the last minute, I had a bit of a what do you call it, cold feet, actually presenting it as a bit of a surprise for you as a new LP series because I mean there are a lot of content already available on YouTube, and I kind of want to play games where there's less coverage and kind of older games. That's why I gravitate toward the classics. And I don't know, it's a bit of departure from the usual strategy games I've been playing. So I'd like to ask you whether it's okay for me to play or whether there'll be some other better games that you'd like me to try. Well, strategy side of things, I have like Rise of Nations, for example, Age of Empires 2 HD, XCOM 2, unfortunately without the expansion. I have those in mind. There's another RPG game that I had in mind that I happen to own because I am interested in the subject matter. It's called Elix or Alex. It's made by Piranha Bytes. I don't know what developer is responsible for Kingdom Come, but I think it's an indie company based in Czech Republic. Alex is also a European developer, a German developer, Piranha Bytes, and they're famous for creating Gothic series. And I think this game is set in far-flung future, sci-fi, but also has the same kind of a system that is like spiritually succeeding the Gothic system of RPG. And some people term it Eurojank, but I don't know, I cannot really say for myself before I really delve into it and play it. I think from the cursory preview that I did with the game for a few hours, I think it's okay. I mean, it plays pretty well. It's, up my alley. But I'd like to ask you whether you'd be more interested in those games rather than Kingdom Come. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to create an update as well. One of the main reasons. Alright, so what do we have?
What is your
next?
crime?
Yes, I did some weird videos. I don't know whether it actually is worth your time, but it's short enough. I like to upload that so you be entertained in the meantime. And finally, no, it's not really much, but I like to go behind the scenes a bit, relating to the combat mission editing process and show you some of the things I have in mind and some of the things that changed over the course of the LP series. I don't know whether this is going to be of interest to you, but just like to show you some of the things that you can observe, like from what I do, and what you can suggest in terms of improving, in terms of efficiency, because I want to upload more videos per week, on a consistent basis. And I think there is a room for improvement, definitely, even after 500 videos or so. So here is the latest example of the editing thing I did. It's Sony Vegas. I don't know if you're familiar with this particular platform of editing, but it's pretty decent. And I was able to make some, I have some very fond memories of creating some funny videos using this. And I think, I don't know, Steam says I use this program for around 1100 hours. But I don't know, I don't really believe it to be true. It might be because I probably open the program all night sometimes without turning the computer off. So that's why it's loaded. Anyways, yeah, so this is what I do basically. So you can see the turns and all the descriptions I made for it. And with the additional emphasis on the action phase of combat mission, I try to record different camera angles that I find more interesting and then splice it together or add in top of each other. Now, I don't think this is really an efficient way of doing things. So if you have advice, then I'd like to hear your opinions. And another one that I like to ask you about is whether, I don't know, like I have this habit which is quite peculiar, I guess, of trying to splice my voice track, commentary track in different order so as to make it flow better. To my ears, it does, but I don't know whether it kind of sounds artificial to your ears. So if you feel that way, please tell me so I'll be able to just not really do this overboard, not really go overboard with this because I tend to be a bit too, I guess, I think it seems to be a bit overdone, I think, sometimes. And yeah, I try to get rid of all the ums and ahs and clicks and stuff like that, but I don't know whether the result is actually worth it. So yeah, this is basically what I do, especially in the last few episodes. If you have any advice on improving the workflow, so to speak, and have some observations on the matter, then please drop me a comment and I'll be able to reflect it as best as possible so as to make it more streamlined and more efficient so I can play more games and upload more videos quickly enough on schedule. Yeah, so that was my New Year's resolution, of course, broken in the first week. But, I like to come back and review the process and see where I can improve things. All right, so I hope you a wonderful day. This was my update for March, and I hope to do it more often as things, as things expand. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for staying with this channel. Um, as an aside, I lost my YouTube partner program, badge or something. I guess it was nice while it lasted, although I didn't really earn money or anything like that. But I just felt in with the group, in with the cool kids. Now I'm kind of dropped from that, so one less thing to worry about. At the same time, it gave me a bit of a goal to reach that 1,000 subscribers. So it'd be nice if I can get more, obviously. But I still keep making videos. I mean, I do enjoy it. I hope it does it for you too. And I guess it's all it matters. And if I can improve things as I go along, then it's going to be cherry on top. So once again, thank you for watching, and I see you soon.